In today's video, I'll be speaking with entrepreneur extraordinaire Jasmine Wallace of Ku'uipo Creations.
Annie talks, Annie talks. Welcome to the show. Here we go with Annie talks. Annie talks, Annie talks. Welcome to the show. Here's the host. It's Annie talks.
In today's video, I'll be continuing in the series of entrepreneurship, speaking with Jasmine Wallace, who is the entrepreneur extraordinaire, in my opinion. Jasmine, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I am super excited for all of you to get to know Jasmine because she is just that, an entrepreneur extraordinaire. Not only did she start Ku'uipo Creations, but she has a full house, 3 children, right? CEO of her entire household, and I think you guys will just garner a bunch of information from her. So thank you, Jasmine, again for being on the show.
Thank you.
Let's tell everybody a sense of your background. Give basically the sense of your background, where you came from, your upbringing, and then how you started Ku'uipo Creation.
My upbringing, well, it was just me and my mom from a very small age, and I was raised on the coast of Washington in a place called the Bush. Yeah, so those of you who are familiar with the Twilight series with werewolves and vampires, I was on the Paiute land, and we actually went to Brooks High School. So that's where I come from. We moved down to California in 2012-ish, I think, and my husband came for better job opportunities, and my business has expanded down here with that.
Did you start your business here or up in Washington?
In Washington. It started when we had our first daughter. Most people, they take their maternity leave and go back to work. And it was about, I want to say maybe a month before I was supposed to go back, and I couldn't leave her. And it was about 2 weeks before I was set to start finding how to go back to work. I told Ben that I couldn't, and I wasn't going to leave her, and so I guess we were a single income household now. And he encouraged me to sell the things that I had been doing as a hobby. I'd make people hats and random things, mittens and stuff. And he said, why don't you sell that stuff? And I was like, who's going to buy it? I said, people. And so that's how we actually got started.
Now, is there a large Polynesian and Hawaiian community up in Washington?
There are a lot, but they tend to be in pockets. So you'll find them in Lakewood, Tacoma area, and then you'll find them in parts of Seattle, and then Bellevue, stuff like that. So not really all together like you can find down here. There's just a lot in certain places.
So talk about your business and talk about the types of things that you produce and sell.
We do a little bit of everything. If people are familiar with Hawaii and Waikiki especially, you'll know the ABC store. So when you forget something, you can go there and replace, literally they sell clothes and Pampers down to aspirin and water and everything. That's our approach. We're very diversified. So when you come to us, you can get anything for almost anybody. So we started out with knitting and crochet. We make soaps and lotions and all of that, lip balm, and got into sewing. I sewed for children and then adults, and then we did the whole range. And yeah, I make earrings, we do sublimation, we do embroidery.
For someone who doesn't know about sublimation, talk about that a little bit.
So sublimation is the process of going from a liquid, no, you go from a solid to a gas, skipping the liquid phase. That is sublimation. So what they take is this special ink and this paper, and you combine it with heat and pressure, and you can transfer an image that you've printed onto another medium. So it has to be a special coating. Polymer works best. And so that's what we do is let's say you had a picture on your phone that you wanted on a mug or on a hat. You'd send it to us and we'd print it out, and with their ink and the paper and a press, I can transfer that to another substrate.
Now you have some items here as well, so why don't we show some of those things as well.
This one right here, a gentleman found this fabric and wanted a shirt made out of it, and everybody who's seen it has loved this. I've made 2 shirts for this young man so far, and everybody just loves his taste in fabric, so I will share this one. So he wanted They call them aloha shirts, but really it's just a dress shirt that's kind of oversized with a relaxed collar. It doesn't have the stiff collar. And I drafted this because my husband, he has really broad shoulders, but a much narrower waist. So when you go to buy or to get a pattern, they make them proportional, obviously. And so if I got something to fit his shoulders, he would be swimming in the bottom. But if we made it more narrow for his hips, he'd be busting out of it like the Hulk. So I drew him one and ended up grading it because we had friends who liked the fit on him. So now I have the whole range. But yeah, that's what this is from a pattern I made, and now I sell them.
And then you have people custom order these according to size, and how do they order them from you? Like, do they have to provide their measurements, or how does that normally work? Or are they pre-made?
You can order by your measurements. How you want your shirts made, it will dictate your cost. So a lot of people want them extremely fitted all the way throughout, almost like a custom made shirt. You'll pay for that. Some people just want a shirt that fits them, like off the rack style, where you could go into a store and buy it. Doesn't matter if it's a little big somewhere else. Those are like my mid-range. Yeah, you just tell me your chest measurement and I pick which one is closest to you. And then we have ones that I just make, and you can try it on, and if you like it, you can buy it. I don't need to know anything about you. So this one is actually a mate to this, and they pick some of the most beautiful fabrics I've ever seen. She wanted a dress made, and she actually had a particular pattern that she had in mind that she wanted her dress to become. So she bought the pattern, told me the size she wanted made, and then gave me she showed her on the back how to pick how much yard she needed, and yeah, so we made this dress.
Now, do people find these fabrics, or these are fabrics that you already have?
These particular two, I did not find these. They found them and brought them to me and asked me to make them. Yes. Now this style here, everybody has loved this one. This was mine. So this one right here wasn't sourced. This was sourced by me. So I found this, and originally we got a handful of yards because I was going to make a matching family set for me and Ben and the kids. And I just never got to it because I'm always sewing for everybody else. And so I made one in a relatively large size for a friend of ours, and I just had this random fabric left, and I cut it up, and we had enough to make a large and a medium and an extra large. The medium and the large are sold, and this was the only one that I had left.
And you have your label. Where's your label?
I put them on the hip so that they don't agitate the neck. So my labels, because I'm still working through the old labels that I had, it's my old logo, which was Ku'uipo Creations with the hollow plumeria logo. And then we remind everybody the importance of American made and supporting your communities.
So let's talk about your designs. From where do you draw your inspiration?
Usually from, if it's not the current trends, it's a need that I wasn't aware was out there. So people will be like, do you sell this, or do you make this, or I saw this here, or it's just something that I like putting on my kids, and they see my kids out and it snowballs from there.
So now, as an entrepreneur, we always have, support systems and whatnot. So who is your biggest supporter, your biggest cheerleader, and why?
That would be my mom, because none of it could happen if I didn't have her help. A lot of the deadlines that I meet are because she's willing to watch the kids so that I can sew or create however I need to create. She'll take them when they need to be gone so that things can get done. Yes.
So this is a twofold question. Not only who's your biggest cheerleader, but also who impacted you the most while growing up?
Still my mom. Yes, she was always the one who could create things from nothing, whether it was dinner, whether it was Halloween costumes, whether it was clothing, time. She could just make more time when she didn't have it. And the older I get and the more children that I have, I realize what a juggling act that must have been, and just nothing but admiration for somebody who could make it look so effortless. I'm nowhere near as capable as she is, but I do strive to be.
So now, as an entrepreneur, talk about some of or one of your challenging moments and how did you overcome it?
It's when you get in a rut and trying to break out. And what we do is when we do get in a rut, we just bring in a new product and it refreshes everything else, because then your perspective is changed and you realize how you can use the inspiration that you're doing to create something else to revitalize the things that you're already doing.
So then on the flip side, what is one of your most memorable or greatest achievements?
Business related, I think it's just our growth. It is always a pleasure for me to hear, and we've been hearing it more this year. We started the circuit last year, actually, and people first saw us at Uncle Lincoln's festival at his, and we had a couple of tables. They weren't very full, but they still supported us. To see us now where we can fill a 10 by 20 and we have almost everything under the sun, and we always get the comment, wow, you guys grew really fast. And so our greatest achievement business-wise is just that we were able to take our creativity to levels that we didn't see in Washington. We're very well received in California.
And there's a greater market down here for this, right? Because I mean, everybody wants the trends. I mean, I am always looking for. I go to all the Hawaiian festivals. I'm like, oh, I want to see what I can get, and I always like to see all the wonderful new products. And I think you have one of the cutting edge products. Not only do you make your creations, but I think it's one of the more fashionable, more trendy.
Right. And that's the thing, is they're always, whether it's the different prints or the dresses and the shirts are always going to sell. But it's if you can stay on top of what type of patterns they're looking for or what colorways they're looking for, you can stay with that.
For any of those who are starting out as entrepreneurs, that's starting a business, don't know how to start a business, know where to turn to, doesn't have that support system, what kind of parting words or what parting words can you give to them?
If it's something that you're passionate about, to just stick with it, because there's definitely going to be hills and valleys and you just have to ride them out. It does get better. You can't stop losing the creativity, and you always got to keep your eyes open. And yeah, the support system is what has been made it easier for me. I don't know how I could have done this without my mom or without Ben. Whether it's setting up the tents or breaking down or keeping the kids out of my hair, it takes a lot of people to make a business successful.
It's true what they say, it takes a village, right?
It does, without any doubt. Yes, it does. And if you can find those people who will help you and support you, definitely take care of them and show them appreciation. It goes a lot further than you think.
So we've heard that never stop, keep going. If you have the passion and the drive, just keep going and never stop. And you'll have barriers. I mean, with any business, with anything in life, you'll have barriers, you'll have obstacles, but overcoming them, finding ways to overcome them, and finding ways to, utilizing your support system, your village, to help you.
And to always remember to take care of those who are taking care of you, because you don't want to get into a situation where you end up making people feel used. Because during the good times, if you don't remember to malama those who are being there for you when times aren't so good, it can be rough. So yeah, just hang in there.
Now, where can we find you on social media?
I have a website which has turned into a gallery. It used to be more of a storefront, but it's not now, which is ku'uipocreations.com. I am most active on Instagram, which my hashtag is ku'uipocreations, one word. And then our Facebook page, which is also
and she's very active on her Facebook page, so be sure to check that out. Like her page. She has Facebook Live sessions, and they're super fun and are fun and entertaining, and I just love everything about it, and very informative as well. I'll have all that information down in the show notes below, so be sure to check that out. Thank you, Jasmine, so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this video and learning from Jasmine Wallace and Ku'uipo Creations. Jasmine, thank you again so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And if you haven't already subscribed, everybody, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that anytime we upload a video, you'll be notified. Don't forget to check out Jasmine's Ku'uipo Creations website. I'll have all that information down in the show notes below and the description down below. Thank you again so much for watching. We'll see you in my next video.
This is Jasmine Wallace with Ku'uipo Creations, and you are watching Annie Talks.
Thank you for watching. Be sure to comment and like below.
Neither one of us. We don't know what that's saying yet. Forget it. Propellers. I know, right?